what set the stage for the Holocaust to happen is happening again.
People were like sheep, go with the crowd, they go with the flow. No one's saying anything.
And then from the ghettos, we put them into the camps. And then from war camps to death camps.
Olivier, Holocaust. I have two questions. Number one, how in the world could 6 million Jews be exterminated, men, women, and children, and yet nobody, America, the quote, civilized world, would not step in? Because surely they knew about it. How could this happen?
Somehow, Hitler and those who followed him were able to make the world, again, the irrational becomes the rational. They were able to make the world believe, or at least Germany and some of the countries around Germany believe that the Jews were a vermin, a subhuman race. And what do you do with vermin? You have to exterminate vermin before it eats at whatever you have.
Right.
So when you dehumanize somebody, then it becomes very easy to just get rid of them, because you don't look at a human being, you look at a something that's taking your space, that's eating your food, that's consuming your goods. You got to get rid of it, but it's no longer human. So Hitler was able to do that, and I think through demon possession. We have to be very careful. People say all the time to me, Hitler was insane. I said, no, he was not insane. When insanity can give you the excuse to say, I was insane, I didn't know what I was doing. He was not insane. He was evil possessed.
He was demon possessed. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And again, I go back to the bloodline. I think Satan hates that bloodline. He hates the blood of Jesus. He thinks exterminating, coming against Jews is going to get rid of the bloodline, which you know is not. It's God's blood. It's God's DNA. It just happened to run through Jewish veins. Olivier, do you believe there's going to be another Holocaust? Before you answer that, I want to say just a few words. I saw some years back Holocaust survivors. They're all dying off now. They may all be dead for all I know.
Yeah.
But they say that we need to be careful, because the same thing that's happening today was happening in the 1930s in Germany, and that they were trying to wake people up. Do you think that there's going to be another Holocaust, except this time with the not only Jews but with the Christians?
The Holocaust is really a genocide that should be in a league of its own, and because really the Holocaust, when you look at the Jewish people, it's the only genocide where the perpetrators went out of their way and out of their own country to get the victims, to bring them back and kill them. Most genocides or ethnic cleansing, people actually say, hey, you get out or we're going to kill you. People get out, they become political refugees somewhere else, and they're okay. So they can get out. But in the case of the Holocaust, you get out, you are not safe. You would be brought back on the train, taken to Poland, to one of the camps, and exterminated. So that's why the Holocaust of the 30s and 40s is unique. But what led to it, I see a lot of parallels globally, not just in Europe or in America, globally. And I think with when you put that in perspective of what's been happening in the world in the last couple of years, you see a conditioning of people and a response of the people to the situation that we're living through right now, that shows that what set the stage for the Holocaust to happen is not could, but is happening again. I don't know how fast and how far it's going to go, but we can see that people are being ostracized. And particularly, I believe that biblically speaking, Christians and Jews, of course, but also Christians will be ostracized, demonized, and eventually they will be set aside for annihilation, destruction.
What's happening right now? Can you give me like the three top things that's going on that correlates, that coincides with what happened in Germany in the 1930s?
The six signs that shows us that we are to the 1930s, you are seeing definitely a way that people are being separated.
Okay, separation.
Separation.
Okay.
Then you're seeing, and I'm looking at the Jewish people in particular right now. You see some boycott, the boycott of some certain things. I'm sure you're familiar. Not all of your audience will be, but with the BDS movement, the boycott, divestment, and sanction movement that is organized to basically boycott Israel and the Jewish people and Jewish companies and Jewish organizations. There's pogroms against the Jews. There were actually pogroms in LA last summer.
Against the Jews?
Against the Jews. They went after the Jews, yeah. Not in the same numbers, not in the same proportions,
right.
But you got to start somewhere. And I mean, who would have thought in my lifetime that we would come back to having boycotting and pogroms against the Jews. And of course, I'm sure you know of certain countries in the world right now where they are developing and organizing camps to put people in those, to separate them from the rest of the population if they are a danger to society. You define, and we let people go with that where they want. You fill in the blank. You are a danger to society and to yourself because fill in the blank, and then we have to put you aside. The Jews were not killed first. They were put aside. They were used as a forced labor, and eventually they were exterminated. But it didn't start with extermination camp. It started with set aside in the ghettos, and then from the ghettos we put them into the camps, and then the camps into the work camps, and then from work camps to death camps. So it's progressive.
Absolutely. Well, they're separating us now. You know, they do it now through nation shall rise up against nation. That's not country. That's people against people. You see the riots where you came from, which you said Seattle is a little a model of what was going on during the Holocaust. Well, you got the riots, you got people separating people, and it's intentional. Olivier, you know that, and I know that. It's intentional. All this is programmed and planned, and when you come against it as a Christian, it's considered illegal. That's why we have legalized Jesus. When you really live for Jesus, it is illegal. They say it's hate speech. You know, Olivier, the thing that bothers me the most, and we're going to close with this, and I don't want to talk about your ministry, is in both situations, the Holocaust in Germany and today, people remained silent. People, they were like puppets. People were like sheep. They just go with the crowd. They go with the flow. No one's saying anything. Do you see that as a major kind of like, hey, Holocaust, what's happening today? Silence, keep your mouth shut.
And I say this all the time, a bystander who does nothing only facilitates the work of a perpetrator.
Absolutely.
In these last days, people will worship false gods. As the Antichrist arises, Christians will be persecuted. David Heavener Investigates is proud to bring you End Times Investigations, a new DVD series containing over 8 hours of interviews, commentaries, and teaching on Illuminati and the New World Order, Satanism, miracles and healings, the Antichrist, and one world religion.
Hi, I'm David Heavener, and I'm proud to bring you this brand new DVD collection, End Times Investigations.
David reveals how the media is working hand in hand with the Antichrist system. Order now and receive this special DVD collection. Text bonus to 41444 or davidheavener.tv/order. Call toll free 844-806-0006. Text bonus to 41444 or davidheavener.tv/order. Call toll free 844-806-0006.
I hope I portrayed enough to see, it's evil. And I'll be quite frank. I don't like Fauci. I don't like what he talks about. He's flip-flop Fauci. I'll just call him what it is. He's been back and forth with a lot of stuff. With what you're playing in The Last Evangelist, I think it really paints a picture of where we're headed. I think some of the stuff that you portray in that particular series is absolutely some of the stuff we're going to see in the near future.
All right. If you're interested in getting involved in Last Evangelist, our new TV series, which is coming out the first of the year. Go to lastevangelist.com. You can sign the newsletter. You can even donate. And we do need your help. We really do. You can see on there the things you can do. You can special thanks. You can donate, get T-shirts, hats. You can come walk the red carpet. Hey, you can be in the movie. You can be an associate producer. You could even be an executive producer. This is how we're bringing this truth to you guys. I'm not going to the studio. God said, go to my people. That's what I'm doing. Go to lastevangelist.com or text the word evangelist to 41444, or you can make that call to 844-806-0006.